Well, hello everyone, this is comrade-Sirius and welcome to a special episode. It might be a mini-series, in fact, because we're on the Northern Canada map, and this is a map from Season 1 on my main channel. And it has been today showcased on BBalljo's channel. And there were a lot of things shown, a lot of things not answered. And there are some things I think should have been shown, but they haven't, and you have no way of telling it. Now, you obviously see that it gets a little lags, because there's more than 60,000 people on this map and tons of vehicles. But you can see one of the features of this map, that it's pretty rough terrain. And it's combined with my way of doing things, and that means realistic railways. So today we are going to look at the infrastructure a bit, and in maybe some other parts we'll get to different aspects of the game, how such a huge map works, and what is doable and what not. And as the train is approaching Hanekov train station, it will unload tourists. As you can see, it's full of tourists that are traveling to this republic, and so off we go. The map is pretty large. The Northern Canada looks like this. It means a lot of, water parts and so on. In terms of resources, we got a lot of bauxite, even uranium or oil, iron and coal. There's a lot of it. The funny part is, where is it located and how you can get access to it. Because the first part is, you see this mountain? It's full of coal. When you press F2 contour lines, you might see the reason why this map is not the easiest one to build on. You can also see the previous road that was looking hideous, the road up to Zarivaura, the glowing mountain. And yeah, there is a coal. But there's no way of building good thing on this terrain. So yeah, here we have, for example, 2 coal mines. Yeah, they are making enough. They are supplied by train. We'll get to it later on. In terms of this mountain, it's pretty hard to terraform because, there are a lot of stones. So eventually I just went for it's 10% incline up the hill. So it goes all the way down here, up here, then up, then a little tunnel, F3, and up to the nuclear power plant. That's basically it. There's nothing too special. Only, a station pump vehicle that just pumps out people whenever they are needed, because I needed this one to be stable. More on that later, because when we will be talking about networks, it will be interesting. Due to the fact how the terrain looks like, and due to me slightly hating grid towns because they look all the same, the city looks like this. This is the first city I've ever placed, and this is a history. A small history is that it started to be played without waste, because this started on 27th of April 2023, so a year ago basically, and there was no waste. The waste came in June. So I know that it will come, I know that researches will come, so that's why 2 of these massive universities are here. And the reason why we have 2 of them is simple, because there were no small universities at the time. So when I was trying to roleplay the update, and that's why the series was called the Brutus series, because Brutus is kind of like a brutal, and in Czech we do understand it. It was a sort of a brutal series. Now you have small university, now you have small party headquarters. At that time there was only 1, and I decided that I will not resort to mods to ease things on me. So yeah, I went for mods for housing, for Rob's ones, because they are the brick ones and they there was not many of brick buildings at that time. So I wanted to have some, diversity in terms of, wall colors and roofing and so on. So that's why this is a modded city, but this is the old city of Liberec, basically, the only one. What is important here is, and BBalljo has been touching about it, is the theory of circles. Theory of circles means that you have a central stop, and then you have 3 circles around. You can see them partly visible because some of them, like, this road around. These roads basically do mark the 400 meter circle. They are not visible in the terrain right now. But basically this is the circle of the city, and if you click on it, you see basically they can reach everything except this university, but that one is not needed. We have this one for them to study on. This one was here solely for so-called researches, and well, afterwards, after the update dropped, for real researches of tourism and so on. It was, but that it was fast back then. After 2 months of playing the game, it was easy. So that's it. You got an inner circle, 400 meter circle that people can walk to. Then you have another 500 meters that goes around here on this part, around here the second one, and this is a city. But then again, it might be visible in the terrain. Yeah, it's these ones. You can see it has been converted into other path, but here are mud path as basically to differentiate the Honeyhof. The second, it's not a second city, it's part of the Liberec, but it has its own middle in terms of this huge train platform, and people can go and wait there. That's why we have passengers, usually for players, but not only for it. Again, for students that need to go to school, because we do not have schools everywhere. We have a big one down here in the corner, with its own heat exchanger and school gym and so on. But they need to get there if they are not able to walk to school. As you can see, which is basically a quarter of the city. They simply can go wait at the station, wait there for 1 hour, and from the station then they can reach the school. That's how the theory of circles work. Nothing special, but it works like a charm. And then you have the outer circle. In the outer circle you place things like, prisons, reconstruction offices, orphanages, fire station, radio station, all of this. Because there are basically buildings that do not need cover for every building, but they at least should have someone that would be going to work there. For example, sewage treatment plant. It has exactly 2 houses in reach, but that's enough. It's working. So that's the philosophy of how everything of this has been built. Once the update has dropped, we experimented a bit. As you can see, there is some textile mill and fields wherever you could place, because the terrain is not too great. So obviously this doesn't support fields too much, but then on the hills, on those hills, it's okay. This is the main waste, and I will talk waste about later, about waste later. But basically, this is a separation plant. This is a incinerator that makes power, and it's connected to the high voltage switch, and the rest. We export excess power, and that's how it works. So that's the map. What I did like to play was real names. Liberec is a real name in the Czech Republic, and it's not random. Ještěd. This is called Ještěd, that's how you call it. And you can see the building on top. This is a mod from workshop, but this actually exist above the city of Yeshtet, above the city of Liberec, sorry. And you can see there is a small cable car going up the hill. It's for people, this one is for goods, and for tourists probably as well. Yeah, I need to have two. Waste that, you know, didn't make it too good, because you can see it lacks a bit. But in general, it's okay-ish, so, well. That's it. By the way, this building do consist of 3 mods. This is the hotel part. Then you have the radio tower. And then there should be even one more part somewhere in the middle. Yeah, the side tower. All of these do have exit and entrance, and they all work. To be fair, the radio tower is off, because 20 workers is not enough to do basically anything at all. So I just switched that off. That's a really good building, and you can find it in workshop under the name Yeshtet. So that's it. And afterwards, you can simply just, you know, look at radio tower or TV tower, side part, and a hotel. It is a costly thing, but that's nice. It was made by Wicom. It's a Czech person, and I really like what he did. And he has a few other mods under his belt that has been used in the series. But well, the story of the Republic is simple. Here you can see the highway. So after we developed the steel mill and surrounding area, we went for some landscaping, and let me go through it, because that's some pretty good sightseeing to be done. First one, I terraformed the hill a bit and made a proper mine. It's called Čertovy schody, Devil's Stairs, because near city of Beroun, that's the name, there is a limestone mine called Čertovy schody, so I reenacted it a bit, rearranged the terrain, so you can see it works. Okay, and yes, there were many mines in the whole area. The biggest problem of it was that when the cement plant was not working, there were all, you know, traffic jam notifications all over again. And trust me, when you play 200 episodes of long season, that becomes annoying. So I decided to eliminate those and simply build these new gravel quarries that came with. They came like in February or so, and I did got rid of all of those mines. That the same, by the way, happened in Hrastava here. There used to be 3 mines. They might be even visible in the terrain a bit. Well, not much, but they were here. You can see some residuals from it. I obviously just went and used terrain smooth, so you can see it simply disappears and nothing stays there. But yeah, I rebuilt the old gravel mine, the gravel processing plant, and the mine, and now we are golden, and it works. It works like a charm. So that's it. That's the story part. Then we have, you know, aluminum part, bauxite and aluminum plants. As you can see, machinery replacements are in place. I needed to skip time up front a bit. This is the city of Beroun. It's a metropolis. Beroun, Žižkov, Vyšehrad, Smíchov, Výhledy. All of these are basically one city and was planned as one big city. It is not connected throughout, you know, the hill. There's the Žižkov part with Žižkov TV tower. You would be able to find it in real life location as well in Prague. Yeah, in the city part called Žižkov, that's why it's there. And yep, that's basically it. You would be able to find Pankrats. There's a sort of famous prison in the city part. That's why this one is called like that. Cesarski Ostrov is an island in Prague, on the north of Prague, where huge sewage treatment plant is placed in real life as well. That's hence the name. That's why it's like this. Then you have Dukovany, nuclear power plant, Prima Island, where we mine, uranium. It's one of the few spots where they can mine, and then there's the whole processing area, and we have a night. So as you can see, there's a lot of trams going. Trams do bring workers, and you might even sometimes see some problems with electricity, like in the Smichov area. Sometimes some light flickering is going on. The city was meant to be interconnected. That's why this whole area is empty and prepared for future expansion. That expansion never happened because, simply put, I didn't need more people. And I aimed towards the end, that was towards the Rhodos, and building up the Colossus, which were, twin towers that happened in the first place. Here we have some minor traffic problems. Well, okay, where are you going? You're going to the waypoint. Well, can you just, get back for a while? No, you don't need to. You can just turn around and go there. Because it's a train full of trash and it was just aiming for some signal to turn around. It goes up there. There is another waste processing plant. To finish off the region as a whole, there's the Pubovice airport and the city part. It's standing on a massive hill, and I did flatten it a bit. You can see the contours going, not too much denser at the end. There was no way around it. Again, there is some cableway. There's a metro station, and we're manufacturing our own trains and making our own ships. One is done as a container express, might be nice. And some ship scrapping facility, pumping harbor to just place bitumen and fuel to unload it. That's the whole thing. The last project we made, and I'll get to it further down in this miniseries, it will be a miniseries, is the Kralovec port, and most importantly the Rhodos Island. Because in the map, if you take a look, there's no oil on the mainland, and there's no iron on the mainland, both of which are on these islands. So that's where I aimed. And although in the meantime, twin towers dropped in the workshop, so I decided, well, the island is called Rhodos, and just a cute story at the end. It started with this name. It's Kolos. If it would be in the English, here on the English channel, it would have a name Coil. Coil as a shortcut from colonization of island. Coil. This is exactly what it means. It's Kolos. It's kolonizace ostrova. Colonization of island. So that's it. And Kolos also means the Colossus. And when something is colossal, you know the name, the term from Latin. Colossum. Colosseum, you probably know in the Rome that it's called Colosseum because it's absolutely humongous and huge. And Colossus of Rhodes was a famous ancient, mark. So then I decided, okay, since we have a Kolos, the island and the city will have a name, Rhodos. And then after some weeks, twin towers dropped into the workshop. So you know what? When we have a Rhodos and a Kolos and a Colossus, we will have a proper Colossus. So that's why these two towers are here. That's the story behind it. Again, you can see it's supplied with trains. There is the huge cargo station, and it's sort of a terminal station with some trains able to run through. It has also its own overground subway, we can call. So we started with a train, we will end with a train, and that's where our ways will part. There was never an intent of, you know, building the whole Manhattan down here. It was simply to see if we can build it on a realistic mode. And we could. So that's it. So enjoy the travel, and before we get to the refinery, that's the end station, let me share you what you will see further down this series. We'll look at the networks, which especially the electric one, but not only electric one, how networks are made and have been made in this city. Because I feel it's kind of important. Then we'll look into how waste is managed, because I think that deserves its own part. Because, yeah, I'm one of few people who know how the waste works probably in the game, because I've seen tons and tons of ideas. There will be also some special parts about technicalities, how, for example, the station pump, how that thing works, how it's designed and what it's good for. And in the end, we'll even get to ferry, because you can and are able to set a ferry line for trains that will use boats and will transport wagons, 3 wagons to one side, and will bring full wagons back via ship, and it will be fully automated. Also things like air bridge and airlifting vehicles and automating it as much as possible, all of that will be shown. So that's it, that's all from me for today. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more and you don't want to miss other parts. And well, that's it. Have a nice day. And for those of you who have waited till the end, this is how you can turn around your metro trains. You do not need end station. All you need is a way for them to turn around. So it simply goes to the waypoint, turns itself around, and goes back on the line. That's how easy this thing is.